Happy Friday, May 26th, 2023. Big shout out, big happy birthday to my mother today. Not gonna say how old she is. She looks younger than she is. So happy birthday, Mom. All right, Friday, as you all know, or maybe you don't know, and you should know, happy hour. Happy hour Friday, every Friday at 4 p.m. Central Time on Litecoin Lisa's YouTube channel. Check us out. We do a live happy hour stream. We talk about everything that's going on, and there's a lot going on. This should be an interesting one because, I'm sorry, I got the wind blowing here. I'll put that down, but there's probably not enough airflow. So we've got, because I don't have an air conditioner in the DigiByte, because I'm not going to replace it, because it just doesn't make sense to do that right now. All right. Right now, yesterday, there's so much yesterday, you know, my trouble seems so far away. So there was, I think it's Capital One Bank, New York City, froze the assets. Now, I don't know if this applies to, I would imagine it applies to Capital One in New York City. Anyway, there's a commission that said they don't have a discrimination policy in place, or a proper one, so we're freezing all deposits. Now, you might think that those deposits are yours, but that should tell you something, that they can freeze those deposits. Tells you they're not yours, and the banks will tell you this if you ask them. They're really not yours. The money that goes in there at that point, you kind of become a stakeholder in the bank. See, you are participating kind of in ownership of that bank. Well, if it's insolvent, they can take your money, and that's on the books, and they take it before they take derivative, or pay, the derivative holders. They'll get paid back first before you do as a depositor. So when you put cash, Federal Reserve notes in that bank, it's really not yours. That's why I say you're just playing in a vampire casino. You're exchanging one form of somewhat useful energy, not too useful, but still useful, for a form of money that's locked up, vampire casino chips that only work within that system. Oh, you can send it around bank to bank, no problem. Send you a check, a wire. But when you want to take it out physically and use it, put it back into Federal Reserve notes, maybe not. We'll see. Fill out this form. That's, I saw it. My wife likes to watch those cop shows. That's all there are on network TV. So I don't know. I don't even know the name of it. It doesn't even matter what the name of it is. But the background music says it all. I said, this music is horrible. Because I don't pay attention, usually reading or doing something, or listen to Spaces, a podcast, something, while she's watching that stuff. And I hear it in the background. It's just, the music is so loud that you don't even need to listen to what's going on, because it tells you what you're supposed to be thinking. The vibe of it, the tone, how low, how loud. I mean, that's what it is. It conditions you to behave a certain way on these cop shows. But I did notice there was a guy trying to go to a bank, and they wouldn't give him $10,000. He needed more than $10,000 of his own money, the money that he thought he had in the bank. He wanted to get it out, and they wouldn't do it. And so he ends up, going, it goes out of control, and he's got a gun, takes a gun from the security guy, or had a gun, I don't know. Ends up holding somebody hostage. And so basically, I think the narrative is, and I see this a lot on these cop shows, they'll say, oh, they're demanding Bitcoin for payment in ransom. And then in this case, it's, well, these crazies, they want more than $10,000 out of the bank. They're bringing guns. They're deadly people. They're dangerous people. And that's the conditioning. Funny, Capital One. You're pre-qualified for this offer. Sign up so we can lock up your funds. No coincidences. And the window is going to roll up. No coincidence, Franny. You should be prepared for this. She wants to get out so bad, and you're not. So on the cop show, yeah, you're a bad guy. You want more than $10,000 out of the bank. Like, who wants something like that? The guys with terrorists with guns that hold people hostage. That's the kind of people that want that kind of money. What do you need that money for? Even though you think it's your money and you put it in, you're not getting it. And go try and take out over $10,000, and you might think the same way he did. you'll realize that, wait a minute, you vampires, you're not going to give me my money? This is ridiculous. So that is exactly what the narrative is. You're a bad guy. You want your cash. I'm telling you, you leave the money in these banks, it's not your money anymore. It's not your money to begin with because it comes out of the Federal Reserve. It's not constitutional money of the people. No, they've outsourced that. They outsourced that in 1913. Go check it out, the Federal Reserve Act. And about the same time the income tax came into effect. You know, we got to have little slaves pay the interest on the debt. If we printed it out of the Treasury, there wouldn't be any interest on it. No debt attached to it. Think about that. No coincidences once again. So anyway, that's what you've got. Treating people like terrorists who want to control their own money and have it in their own possession. So you see that's coming, you realize that's coming, and you do something about it. You've got the opportunity to do something about it. You know, have a little bit of cash on hand, have a little bit of silver on hand, have some crypto that you can use. Yeah, these dogs, they need airflow, that's the problem. But it's not conducive to making a video. It's not that bad in here. It's like 60 degrees outside, so whatever. A little fan blowing. Debt ceiling, still nothing on that. What's going to happen? Are they going to raise it? I guess the question becomes this. Are they going to play massive gamesmanship with the markets and put some fear into people and wait until over the weekend, the holiday weekend, before they announce something? Or are they going to do it before they leave today, on Friday, you know, before the weekend, so everybody's like, yeah, okay, the debt ceiling problem's fixed. Okay, we can go out and party and drink Bud Light and wear our North Face gear and shop at Target for napkins and hot dogs. Man, I don't know what they're going to do. I really don't. I mean, if they don't raise the debt ceiling and they're firm on it, and the House Republicans say, and again, it's all whatever, theater. But if for some reason they do not cave in and they say, no, we've already proposed a debt ceiling, you know, whatever plan, and you guys just have not, no, it's in place, you guys just need to pass it. If they hold firm, that might start telling me that, okay, maybe this is the time that they're going to finally kind of cut the throats of Washington. Because or start cutting anyway. Because what happens is, if we reach the debt ceiling and we can't go into debt anymore, you still got income. You still got money coming in. It's not like everything stops. Everything's about to stop. Let's not be nuts here. Come on. Not everything stops because the government's still taking in revenue. The government still has income. It's just that it doesn't have all the income that it wants. You know, they want to spend a lot more money, and that's why we're in this problem. That's why we're $30 trillion plus in debt. They want to continue to spend whatever they want and increase it faster than the stated inflation rate. Well, stated inflation rate's like a third of what it really is. Maybe even worse. But the government, they'll say, well, we need 5% for this, 10% for this. And so they'll just create the money out of nothing. They'll borrow it from the Federal Reserve or put treasuries out there and say, oh, we'll pay interest on it. And then it just further exacerbates the debt problem. You pay interest back. And anyway, they're not going to default. Even if they don't raise the debt ceiling, it's not a default. And that's the thing you got to realize. They still have money coming in. They just have to use some discretion and say, okay, this is what we got coming in. You know, for instance, you got $1,000 coming into your house a week, and you got $1,500 that you want to spend each week. All right, you got $1,000 coming in each week. You can only spend $1,000, so you got to figure out where to cut $500. That's where the government, that's the position they'll be in. And I'm not against that. I'm completely for that. That's what they should do. Actually, you know, they need to change the monetary system, but that's the step to doing it. You clamp down, you make it painful, and you just got to cut stuff. You got to shrink the government. You're going to have to figure it out. And I wish they'd put them in that position, but they never do. They always raise the debt ceiling, and then the markets will be like, yeah, more money. Yeah. Crypto will go up. Stock market go up. Everything go up. Hey, come on. Gold, silver crash. because they'll they'll stamp it down because it'll make it look like everything's fine. So we got to kill silver, and because we can't have gold and silver going up, because that's the canary in the coal mine that most people look at and say, oh crap, it's going up, there must be a problem in the economy. Anyway, we'll see what happens with that. Again, happy hour today, 4 p.m. Central Time. It's broadcast here at the same time on this channel, so you can watch it after the fact. I would not watch it live here. Watch it live on Litecoin Lisa's channel, because you've got the nice chat, good chat going on over there with the good people. Don't forget, we've got, this dog has such pretty eyes. We've got the live happy hour meetup, June 23rd. What's that, 4 weeks from now? Yeah, it's like 4 weeks. Holy cow. In Peoria, Illinois, Peoria Pizza Works, clintwestwood.net. Go to that and click the link at the top. Big link, happy hour 2023, and it's got all the details for Peoria Pizza Works, the time. It's a Friday, of course. We're going to have the live happy hour. The meetup will start about 3 o'clock, happy hour at 4 live, and then we'll go till we can't stand up. I'll be having some drinks live. Oh boy, cigars on the patio, good stuff. But one other thing, or a couple other things, the whole North Face thing, I think that because there's this idea that, all right, all of this is theater, there's good guys running the show. I mean, no matter how bad it looks, it's for a reason. Come on, Tilly, we'll get out in just a minute, okay? It's for a reason, and the reason is to wake people up, wake as many people up before they pull the pin on the whole thing. I could kind of see that argument, because you look at what happened with Bud Light, you look at what's happened with North Face, another one, Target, and there's been a few more, but they're embracing this pride agenda, and there aren't that many people in the United States who really live that lifestyle. So it's a minority, a small minority, and they're making it, to where everybody needs to embrace this and, be a part of this. It's like, no, that's not it. It's like me saying, hey, everybody needs to drink whiskey and smoke cigars, and that's the way it's got to be, and I'm going to put it in your face, and I'm going to make it happen. And every corporation is going to push it on you. I mean, why? Why would that, no, that's not the way it is. Hey, Tilly, sit down. Come on, baby. Sit down. I have to wrap this up. Dogs are anxious. But I think it might be part of a greater agenda to where it has to happen, because now we can have the conversation. Now we can engage in the conversation. I think they wanted to slow roll this out for a long time. Hillary becomes president for 2 years, and then the next clown comes in. But it would allow them to have perpetual war. It would allow them to have perpetual medical tyranny, time after time after time, slow roll it, wearing masks everywhere. I mean, I just total control, the whole police state, the whole surveillance state, AI. And I feel like they got to dump it right now, because they're just way behind schedule. It's got to get done because they're losing and people are waking up too fast. I think they feel like they just have to ramrod it through and rush it, or they're going to lose an opportunity to basically take us over and make us all vampired. I feel like that's what's happening. And so they kind of have to roll this stuff out to put it out there, but it's self-defeating because it wakes people up even quicker. I mean, instead of keeping them asleep and the frog boiling in the water and, just constantly, okay, the water, it's nice until it's so hot you're boiled. No, they're turning it up right now, and you're like, whoa! You just get in, you're like, no, I'm out. And so it wakes the frog up quicker. And I think that's what's happening. I mean, by putting it in your face so blatantly, people can't deny it at this point. They're just like, what the F is wrong with you? Drag queen story hour where you got them rolling around and you're hugging on little kids. I mean, this is the most pedo stuff you've ever seen. And so the stuff that they're doing in the stores too. I mean, all this, and that's what it leads back to. It leads back to, if you go look at the image of Baphomet, B-A-P-H-O-M-E-T, Baphomet, this is what a lot of these people resonate with and what they really worship. And this is their end game. This hermaphroditic, androgynous, whatever, thing, to where it's not one or the other, it's all blended together and everything's, okay. I mean, this is kind of the stuff they believe in. And that's where this whole agenda comes from at the deeper level. This is what it leads back to. And it leads back to the abuse of children. All of it. And so you're seeing it kind of unroll really quickly. And like, whoa. Whereas they wanted to kind of normalize it, you know, these minor attracted persons, basically pedos. But they want to give it a label like it's a condition. Oh, they're just minor attracted. I'm attracted to minors. That kind of thing. And it's all rolling out. It's all in your face right now. And I think their hand has been forced where they have to put it out there. And it's being allowed to put out there and really forced to be put out there right now. Because it's going to wake more people up and wake more people up quicker so we can get this over with. Because we're having the conversation now. Whereas before it'd be like, oh, you wake up one day and you're like, what the frick? How did this happen? You know, what is this place? Where is my beautiful home? You know, this house. And, I think that's what's happening right now. So we're having the discussion and we're realizing, wait a minute, we're powerful. We do not have to give this thing energy and we can pull the plug on it. Bud Light, Anheuser-Busch, they've learned, and they're owned by a foreign company anyway. It's not American. Target, they're learning. North Face, about to learn. All these companies, go woke, go broke. And that's what's happening. And we are realizing that, hey, all we got to do is vote with our money and our energy, and we can take these things down. Well, then you extrapolate that over to politics. Hey, guess what? Don't raise the debt ceiling. F you. We're not funding this anymore. It's a vampire casino. We're not playing. And that's the goal. That's the key. Been waiting, decades for this to happen. And finally, I see it happening, which is a good thing. People are waking up. More people that wake up, pretty soon all it is just a matter of anytime they want to roll anything out, you say no, and it dies. It's like, hey, y'all need to stay in your houses and get in line and take an experimental thing that we're going to shoot in your arm. And everybody says, no. And they stand there with all, well, what? But you got to come over here. No. But you're going to get fired. No. And you just say no. That's all you got to do. So I think this is it's a good lesson to be learned. It's waking people up. It's shocking people into reality, the reality of what these vampires really want. And I think it's a good thing. We just have to make sure we understand that all we got to do is say no. Exit the vampire casino. Put your energy into the things that matter. Don't give your energy to a vampire. Don't do it. All right. Join us on Happy Hour today, 4 p.m. Central Time, Litecoin Lisa's YouTube channel. I'm going to talk a little bit about the Elon Musk interview. Pretty interesting. All right. Love you all. Have a wonderful Friday. Always trust yourself. Love you all.